All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone and welcome to the webinar. My name is Akriti Jain and I'll be presenting you the webinar on average cost of studying abroad. We'll be giving you the breakdown and country comparison. Just to brief you about myself, I'm an experienced education management professional working with MeetUniversity.com on a capacity of senior expert for studying abroad. I'm a certified senior counselor for overseas education, holding more than 6 years of experience in working with over 400 universities and colleges, while helping over 1100 students from different parts of the country. Introducing you to the organization MeetUniversity.com. It is a leading college search and information website for students looking to pursue higher education abroad. Users can get information of 3,000 colleges and search over 40,000 courses. Users can opt for personalized counseling sessions by Ivy League experts who help at the important stages of the higher education, college and shortlisting and application. MeetUniversity.com have counseled more than 1 lakh study abroad aspirants and holds more than 13,000 university connects. Now, the first question what arises is why to study abroad? What are the benefits you can reap while studying abroad which you might not be able to gain while you are studying in your host country? First of all, it is renowned education. Studying abroad is for the chance to experience different styles of education. By enrolling in a study abroad program, you'll have the chance to see a side of your major that you may not have been exposed to at home. You will find that completely immersing yourself in the education system of your host country is a great way to really experience and understand people, its tradition, and its culture. It also helps you to comprehend a new culture. Many students who choose to study abroad are leaving their homes for the first time. When they arrive in their host country, they are fascinated by the distinct cultural perspective. When you study abroad, you will find incredible new foods, customs, traditions, and social atmosphere. You will find that you have a better understanding and appreciation of nation's people and history. You will have the opportunity to witness a completely new way of life. It will also help you in refining your language skills. Chances are, if you are planning on studying abroad, one of the major draws is the opportunity to study a foreign language. Studying abroad grants you the opportunity to completely immerse yourself in a new language, and there is no better way to learn than to dive in. In addition to the considerable language practice you will get just in day-to-day life, your host university will likely offer language courses to provide you with more formal education. Immerse yourself in a new culture and go beyond a purely academic experience. It also gives you an opportunity to see the world. According to me, that would be the biggest reason you should consider a study abroad program, which is the opportunity to see the world. By studying abroad, you will experience a brand new country with incredible new outlooks, customs, and activities. In addition, when you are abroad, you won't be limited traveling in just the nation in which you are studying. You can see the neighboring countries as well. For example, if you are studying in France, you'll get an option to travel through various parts of Europe, including Barcelona, London, Rome, etc. Then we have our obvious career opportunities. When you finish your study abroad program and you return home, you will return with a new perspective on culture, language skills, a great education, and a willingness to learn. Needless to say, all of these are very attractive to future employers. Many students find that they love their host country so much that they decide to seek the work there only. If you can relate, you will find that a local education will be very valuable than searching for a potential job in that country. It will also help you in finding the new interest. If you are still questioning why to study abroad, you should know that studying in a different country offers many new activities and interests that you may never have discovered if you have stayed at home. It will also help you in making lifelong friends. One of the biggest benefits of studying abroad is the opportunity to meet new lifelong friends from different backgrounds. While studying abroad, you will attend schools and live with the friends from your host country. This gives you the opportunity to really get to know and create lasting relationship with your fellow students. After the study program ends, make an effort, stay in contact with your international friends. In addition to rewarding personal relationships, these friends can also be an important networking tools later down the road. It will also help you immensely in personal development. There is nothing quite like being on your own in a foreign country. you might find that studying abroad really brings you out your independent nature. Students who study abroad become explorers of their new nation and really discover the curiosity and excitement that they harbor. It will help you in experiencing life like never before. Why study abroad, if you're still asking me? Most students this time may be the only opportunity they ever get to travel abroad for a long period of time. Eventually, you will find a job and career, and the opportunity to study abroad may turn out once in a lifetime opportunity. Take this opportunity to travel the world with no commitment but to study and learn about new culture. Study abroad is an experience like any other. Then the question arises to which country to opt for. Now, cost factor is something which can help you in deciding your destination up to an extent. Here we have highlighted 13 most common study destinations for international students and have compared the average cost. Please note that these are the average figure and the amount varies greatly with the university, the type of university you opt, the location, the scholarship offered, etc. Now, in the 13 most prominent countries, if we are looking for the higher cost, Australia is leading with the highest cost with $38,500 on an average that a student is going to spend for a year, which includes an average fee of 25,300 and the living cost of 13,100, followed by United States. The average cost is 35,700. The annual fee could be 25,200 and the living expenditure is nearly 10,400. The neighboring country as Canada is having the average as 26,000, in which the annual fees is 18,400 and the cost of living is 7,500. Now, if we look forward to Europe, the most prominent study destination as United Kingdom is leading with the total expenditure as 30,300, including the annual tuition fee of 19,200 and the living cost as 11,000. In the neighboring country as Germany, the total expenditure is 6,200, in which the annual fee is $635 and the living cost would be 5,600. Similarly, for Spain, the total average expenditure is $7,000 and the annual fee, in which the annual tuition fee is 1,000 and the living expenditure is up to $6,000. For Russia, the total average is coming out to be 9,400, which involves the annual fee of 3,000 and the living cost is 6,300. For China, your total expenditure is 8,700, which includes the annual tuition fee as 3,900 and the living cost is 4,700. For Japan, it is on a higher side. The total is coming out to be 19,100. The annual fees is 6,500 and the living cost is 13,600. Similarly, for Taiwan, the total is 8,200, in which the annual fee is 3,200 and the cost of living is approximately 4,900. For Hong Kong, it is 22,400 on an average, which includes an annual fee of 13,100 and the living cost is 9,200. For Singapore, it is on the higher side with 24,200, which includes an annual tuition fee of 14,800 and the living cost is 9,300. Similarly, United Arab Emirates, on an average, the total expenditure is 27,300, including the annual fee of 21,300 and the living cost comparatively less as $6,000. Now, this is the total average cost for each and every country. So, if we are looking in the declining manner, we have Australia and United States, the total average coming out to be approximately the same with the 25,300 and 200 respectively, followed by United Arab Emirates at 21,300. United Kingdom is coming out to be low at 19,200. Canada is further less as 18,400 approximately, whereas Singapore is 14,800, your Hong Kong is 13,100, Japan is 6,500, China is 3,900, Taiwan is 3,200, Russia is approximately same as 3,100, whereas Spain is $1,000 and Germany is the least with $6,035 approximately. Now, these cost comparison, it varies greatly. Again, depends upon what kind of courses you're opting, how many lab uh, hours are there in your courses, is it a very technical course or it's a totally a theoretical course? Now, what are the scholarships you have been offered, whether you are opting for a course in a state funded or a government university, or you are opting it in a private university. And again, since it also comprises of your living expenditure, that also depends upon where exactly are you staying. Are you staying in an urban area, are you staying in a rural area, or you are staying in a semi-urban area? So this is an average of all. So do not take it as the exact amount, it is just for a reference. If we have to bifurcate the study cost, the total amount of expenditure what you are going to incur while studying and not the living expenses. Your study expenditure could include application fee, your courier charges, your competitive test requirements, your English proficiency test requirements, your official score reporting, your visa fee, your transportation fee, and your tuition fee. So for application fee, it again varies greatly with university to university and country to country. So for example, for USA, an average amount of application fee, it normally ranges between $60 to $150 per application per university. For UK, it is for most of the universities it is waived off, but very few elite schools are charging it. That would be between 25 to 80 Great Britain pounds. For Canada is approximately the same as per US. It is $60 to 1,115 Canadian dollars. For Australia, again required by very few universities. Most of it are waiving off an application fee while you're applying, but if they're charging, it is between $50 to $100. For New Zealand, it is waived off by all 8 universities. Germany is having a application fee of almost €100, and for other parts of the Europe there is no application fee at all. As far as the courier charges are involved, some university require the academic transcripts and other transcript to be couriered to the university, and mostly it is demanded by the North American university. So for US, each and every universities require you to send the courier of your academic transcript at one point of time or another, and the charges would be $10 to $30 per university. For UK, there is no such courier required. For Canada, again, the charges would be same as $10 to $30 per university. For Australia, New Zealand, Germany, and all other countries in Europe, no such courier would be required. In terms of competitive test requirements, there are few competitive tests what are required by foreign universities. Those are for undergraduate admission, those are SATs, that is Scholastic Aptitude Test, which is costing $103.50 per applicant. And for the postgraduate courses, there are tests like GRE, that is Graduate Record Examination. Most of the time it is required for the science-based courses. The cost of GRE examination, the current cost is $195. For GMAT, it is $250. For LSAT, that is only valid for law-based courses, it is $118. Now USA mostly require those kind of competitive tests. So USA requires GRE, which is at $195, GMAT, which is at $250, SAT, which is at $103, and LSAT, which is at $118. UK very few times required GRE, GMAT, and LSAT, and Canada again very few times required GRE and GMAT. Australia, very few universities require GMAT examination, which is at $250. New Zealand, it is mostly not required. Same goes for Germany, and same goes for other countries, other European countries. Now these are the examination in which if you are applying for multiple destination, you do not have to give the examination multiple times. You only have to give it once. So this is the examination test fee, but you have to only bear it once, and then you can submit the scores to different parts of and different universities of different countries. Then, since you belong, if in case you belong to a non English speaking country in which the official language is not English, like India, you would have to clear your English proficiency test. So again, it differs from country to country what kind of English proficiency test you would have to appear for. Say for example, US accepts both TOEFL and IELTS. TOEFL is test of English as a foreign language. The cost is $170. IELTS is International English Language Testing System, and the cost is 10,600. UK accept IELTS majorly, which is at 10,600, and sometimes they accept PTE as well. PTE is Pearson Test of English. PTE gives out the result a bit fast. It gives out your result in 5 to 6 days as compared to IELTS, which gives out the result in 13 working days time, and TOEFL again in 2 weeks time. Canada only IELTS is required, that is for 10,600. For Australia, IELTS is accepted 10,600. New Zealand, IELTS is accepted 10,600. Germany, again, mostly required IELTS. Sometimes it waive off the IELTS requirement as well for German university. So you would have to check with your university in case they are waiving off the IELTS requirement based on the fact that you have studied from English speaking university and your medium of instruction was English. Same goes with the other countries of Europe. Then we move on to the official test reporting. Now, once you have given these competitive test examinations and the English proficiency test requirement examinations, you would have to report these test scores to each and every university. There are various methods in which the different destination universities accept the test scores. Say, for example, for US, they want the official test reporting. They want the scores to be reported directly from the organization which is conducting that examination. For GRE, ETS is conducting that examination. So in case you are reporting the scores, it is $27 extra. For GMAT, it is $28 extra. For SAT, it is $11 extra prox. For LSAT, it is $30. For TOEFL, it is 970 Indian rupees. For IELTS, it is Indian rupees 1250. Now, for most of the time, once you are filling the application form of your test, they give you a form in which you can write the name and addresses of the university in which you would have to report these kind of scores. So you can mention the name and addresses of the those university, and first 5 university test reporting goes for free. That is included as a part of your test fee. And even while you are giving the examination, a similar sheet is given to you. Make sure that if the university which you are filling at the time of um, registering for your test is same, you are just mentioning the same similar names and exactly the same addresses of those university while giving your testing examination as well. Or else if you have not given it at that particular time, make sure that you are carrying it at the time of your test so that you can mention it in the test papers, so that at least first 5 of your test reporting will go free of cost. These cost as 27 for GRE, 28 for GMAT, SAT $11, LSAT $30, TOEFL 970 rupees, IELTS 1250 rupees is after if you're reporting your scores to more than 5 universities, then you would have to bear this kind of cost. So for US, it requires the official score reporting. Initially at the time of application, you can give a copy of your test scores, but at the end, the university will only issue you an offer what you have once you have actually officially reported it. So for US requires all GRE, GMAT, SAT, LSAT, TOEFL and IELTS, whatever examination you are giving for. For UK, GRE and GMAT will be accepted as official score reporting. Same goes at SAT. Very few universities will require SAT examination. For IELTS, most of the time a clear scan copy or a notary copy is accepted by UK university, and if not, then you can give your official test reporting, which will cost you 1250 rupees. For Canada, GRE and GMAT will be an official score reporting, but for IELTS, most of the time notary attested copy is accepted. If not, then it is 1250. For Australia, GMAT will be same as $12, and IELTS will be notary is largely accepted in Australian university, and if not, then it is 1250. For New Zealand, a clear scan copy or is accepted with your application, so no official test reporting is required. Same goes for Germany and same goes for other country in Europe. Now, at the end, once you have secured your admission, you are ready to file your visa. Most of the countries accept High Commission accept your visa application 6 months prior to the commencement of your course, and they allow you to fly it a month prior to the commencement of your course. So there is a visa fee involved. There are two kind of visa fees. One is a visa fees which is charged by the High Commission, the embassies. The second kind of fees is charged by the VFS. VFS is a semi-government body which accept your application and they give it to your embassy and they give you a tracking of those applications. So it is an official body which does that. So they marginally charge 700 to 800 Indian rupees for doing that, and you can apply to any country for any kind of visa with the help of VFS. The embassy charges are for US it is $160 US dollars. For UK it is in Indian rupees 8,925. For Canada it is 150 Canadian dollars. For Australia it would be $550 per applicant. If you are having dependent, the fees is going to be extra per dependent. For New Zealand, it is in Indian rupees 14,100 rupees. Germany is 60 euros, and other countries in Europe, it is 4,000 Indian rupees most of the time. Then there is a transportation cost, flight cost to and fro from India. While you're flying to that particular country, most of the time, make sure that you are actually booking up a return ticket, open return ticket, which gives you a liberty of choosing any date in the next 1 year. And even if then, in case you're not planning to come back, you can further extend it for 6 months more. So it is a bit of an economical option that you opt for the return ticket. That can cost you $1,200. That again depends when exactly are you booking, in the time of huge rush hours, or if you're booking it at the end, it will be a bit more, and if you're booking up very much in advance, it will be a bit less. On an average for US it is $1,200, for UK it is 90,000 Indian rupees, Canada is again 1,100 Canadian dollars, Australia is 1,000 Australian dollars. New Zealand would be 70,000 Indian rupees. Germany would be 80,000 Indian rupees, and same goes for the other countries in Europe. Now, if we have to bifurcate the cost, these were the ancillary costs. Now, if we have to look for the tuition fee itself, it again ranges greatly with what kind of institution you are opting. But on an average, for US, for undergraduate bachelor's degree, it is normally ranges between $14,000 to $28,000 per year. For UK, it's £8,000 to £11,900 approx per year. Canada is $11,000 to $18,300 per year. Australia is $15,000 to $33,000. Also, there are very famous courses of VET. There are certificates to level 4 diploma courses and advanced level diploma courses. Those courses can cost you anything between $4,000 to $22,000 per year. For New Zealand, it is $18,000 to $25,000 per year. Germany, it is 1,500 euros, and other parts of Europe, it would be $550,000 a year. Sorry, 550,000 Indian rupees a year. For postgraduate or master-based courses, depend upon what kind of assistantship scholarship you're holding. But on an average, if you're considering the fact that you do not hold any kind of scholarship or any financial aid, it can cost you, for US it would be $9,100 to $31,200 a year. For Canada, for UK it would be $15,295 to $22,500 euros a year. For Canada it is $9,000 to $15,000 a year. For Australia it would be between $20,000 to $37,000 a year. New Zealand, it could be $10,000 to $30,000 a year. Germany, it would be approximately 1,500 euros. And other part of the Europe, it would be in Indian rupees, same 5,50,000 rupees a year. Now, apart from the tuition fee, we have the living cost, which you need to take care of. Again, depends upon what kind of institution and what kind of area you are going for, whether it is urban, semi-urban, and rural area. And secondly, what kind of accommodation you're opting. So the living cost comprises of your accommodation cost, your fuel and power, that is your utility expenses, For some countries, it is quite huge, so it has to be considered. Your food, your transportation from your university, and so your clothing, your telephone and other internet expenses, your other additional expenses. So for United States, on an average, the accommodation is $8,300 a year. For United Kingdom, it is $10,300 a year. Australia is 5,600, and Canada is 6,800. Depends upon what kind of institute, where exactly are you staying. So that is just an average figure. If you are staying in on-campus accommodation, that is the hostel facility, it is going to be a bit higher side. If you're living off campus, that is you're putting an apartment and living with your friends, that's going to be on a bit of lower side. And the average amount is going to be if you're living in the host countries in housing system, that is you can live with the host countries, with some host countries family. So that is going to be a bit more stable amount. Then you have fuel and power for utilities. You have United States approximately is coming out to be 850. For United Kingdom, it is coming out to be 960. Australia is 850 again, and Canada is approximately $830. For food, depends upon how lavishly you spend, but on an average, it is $2,600 for United States, $1,900 for United Kingdom, 2,000 for Australia, and 1,800 for Canada. The transportation cost depends upon what kind of services the your host country is providing. So for United States, it's a bit on a higher side as $360. Your United Kingdom would be $240, and Australia is $340, and Canada is $240. For clothing, your average amount of expenditure would be $490 for United States, $460 for United Kingdom, $720 for Australia, and $440 for Canada. The telephone and internet expenses are going to be $119 for United States, $61 for United Kingdom. Australia would be $77 and $130 for Canada. Other additional expenses would be $1,200 for United States, $1,000 for United Kingdom, $680 for Australia, and $650 for Canada. Now, these are some kind of expenses which you would have to incur. So, whenever you have to make an important decision, make sure that you are considering points like these as well, and then you land up to your final destination. So if we have to compare the total cost for higher education, Australia is leading, in which the average amount of cost is the highest with $42,000, which include the annual fee of $24,000 and the living cost of $18,000. Followed by Singapore, which is having the annual cost of $39,000, and which includes your tuition fee of $18,900, and the living cost is $20,000. United States would be $36,500, which includes your annual university fee of $24,900, and the living cost is $11,600. United Kingdom is just preceding that with the $35,000, in which there is an annual fee of $21,300 involved, and the living expenditure of $13,600. Hong Kong is at $32,000, including the university fee of $13,400 and a very higher amount of living expenditure at $18,600. Canada is having the total expenditure is $29,000, which includes your university fee as $16,700 and the cost of living as $13,000. For France, it is coming out to be in total 16,700, in which the university fee is only 247 and the cost of living is 16,500. For Malaysia, it is $12,900, in which the tuition fee is 2,400 and your cost of living is $10,400. Preceding that is Indonesia, in which the total cost is $12,900, which includes an annual fee of 4,300 and the living expenditure as $8,500. Brazil is a bit on the lower side, in which the total expenditure is $12,600, in which the annual university fees is just $59, and the living cost is $12,500. Followed by Taiwan, which is having 11,900 annual total cost, including 3,300 dollars as the university annual fee, and 8,500 of the living expenditure. Turkey is having 11,300 total expenditure, including your university annual fee of $1,200, and then living cost as $10,000. China is approximately the same at $10,700, which includes an annual university fee of $3,800, and the cost of living is $6,800. Mexico is just preceding that with 9,400, in which the annual university fee is $750 and the living cost is $8,710. And preceding with India, in which the cost for higher education is bit low, with the total as $5,600, in which the university fee is $581, and the annual cost for living is $5,062 annually. Some tips while you are in your academic uh, goal, while you are deciding on your academic career. There are few tips from my end, which if in case you follow, you will be having a bit more successful academic career. Make sure that you open a bank account. Do not try to do all your transactions in cash or credit. For some countries, say for example, your United States, it is important, very important to have a credit score. So make sure that you have opened a bank account, and if a credit card as well if it's possible in the beginning as well, so that you can maintain a good credit score. Get in touch with your international student office. Keep your resume handy, 1 or 1.5 pages max. Do not make thesis out of your resume. Your resume should only outline your achievements and should not give a statement of purpose. Ask your seniors in case you have problems. Join the career center on campus. Join a bunch of student organizations and network a lot with people. Volunteer opportunity in student life, join student union, and make frequent visit to academic offices, so that you can be abreast with the upcoming events and the advancements in the student offices. The key point is a professional link. Take as many as courses as possible, including summer term, and try to finish it quickly. Be prepared to pay for the first semester. Do not expect to directly come down and have a part-time job as a teacher assistant or a research assistant, and you'll be able to pay your tuition fee as well in the first semester. It is realistic for the second semester onward, but be prepared to pay for your first semester. Strive to score as highest as possible in your test. It can really help you with scholarships and admission. And be an early bird. Apply early. Complete a professional and polished application. Immature application would not be able to give you a good amount of success at the time of application. So with this, I would like to end this presentation and webinar. I hope the information provided would be good and would be able to help you further in order to achieve your dream of studying abroad. Thank you very much. Bye bye.